this last part of the tutorial is building the level. So what we're going to be doing is just using the functions that we created earlier, such as the enemy component. We're going to be using the path follow of the submarine and the particle effects and tying it all together to create the feel of this game. So the first thing I'm doing is I created a virtual camera using Cinemachine. I've set the angle to on the Y follow offset to about 24. And this is going to be the isometric look that we're going to be using for this isometric game. So if you press play, we're going to see, oh, I've tied in the wrong element. So it's the drone I got tied in first. I want to actually drag in submarine. And now this should actually work way smoother. So we've got a drone on our submarine, and what we want to do is use the drone to move the objects out of the way of the submarine. So now that we can see that's working, if you want right now I'm trying to change the actual distance of the camera from the submarine, and it ends up actually being orthographic size. So I'm fiddling about right now with the follow offset of on the z-axis, but it does need to be a orthographic size. I double checked this in the camera, the main camera, and you can see here in the Cinemachine you've got orthographic size just there with a level 5, and once you tweak that to about 7, I've got the sort of the distance that I actually want. The reason I need this distance is because it's harder to see the obstacles the closer the camera is to the submarine. So we want to just make the camera a bit further away so you got more of a chance of moving these obstacles out of the way. And there you go, it's a lot easier, a lot smoother to move these obstacles out of the way. So depending on how difficult you want this game to be, you can just set the camera distance. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is use the same logic for the enemies, but find some more objects in the Anything World browser. So I want some underwater explosion mines. So I'm going to just look for is like explosive tanks or any sort of explosive objects that I can find in the Anything World browser. So we're just going to scroll through and see what we can find. Got some grenades, got some tanks. But there you go. Underwater bomb would be perfect for this sort of game because obviously we're underwater and we're trying to blow up the submarine, or trying to have something that would blow up the submarine. So first thing I want to do is I want to give this a tag of a selectable object, or a layer of selectable object, and also a tag of enemy so that it plays the explosive explosion particle effect. I'm going to add a rigid body and a box collider. Once I've got this, I can just duplicate this explosive bomb or underwater explosive thing as much as I want. So I can just put 4 or 5 of these in a row and make it so that the player has to move all of them out of the way before the submarine gets there. So yeah, right now I'm just tweaking the positioning now, and then we're going to just give this a little test. We also want a prize at the end, so I think I'm also going to add like a treasure chest to say maybe the player has earned $5,000 or something like that for winning this game. So maybe there's some sort of prize at the end of the path. And also a level promotion as well. So yeah, we've dragged in this underwater bomb, and we're just gonna add some more tanks. So let's see if we can add some more barrels and stuff like that to the scene. Right now I'm just going to add some treasure chests as a monetary prize at the end of the game. We can also do some UI for this at some point. So when the player reaches the treasure chest, he gets some sort of prize or some sort of UI that comes up saying winner. And also, if you die, maybe you get some UI that says that you've hit it's game over or game restart or something like that. So far it's looking pretty packed, but I just want one more thing on the path. So one more set of obstacles. So we're going to just go for some barrels. I'm going to say these are explosive barrels. I'm tempted to go with these Imperial barrels, but it just says they've got water in there. So I guess we'll just use this explosive barrel here. And a similar thing, what we want to do is we want to add a box collider, add a rigid body, and change the layer tags to selectable objects, because we want to be able to move these out of the way, and also we want to change the tag to enemy so that it plays the explosion. Once we've got all of this stuff done, we're just going to give this like a quick run through or quick test play to see if everything's working, which it should be. And yeah, that'll be the main logic for this first level, all complete. So yeah, at this point, it's just a matter of rescaling and positioning, duplicating the objects. So I'm just adding the tags. And let's just duplicate this a few times. I might even also just stack a few of them on top of each other as well. And I'm coming down to about the last barrel. And so now we can just give this a quick playthrough and see how this game works. So you can use the drone. I'm really liking the bubble effects. And you can see like I've blown up first go around. So I'm going to try this a few times. But the functionality is pretty smooth. The camera movement, obviously it's just like a parent or a child of the submarine. But it does feel like an orthographic game. And also moving these barrels out of the way and all these enemy components out of the way are pretty easy. And I feel like the bubble effect really does help with the look of the game. So yeah, that's been how to create a isometric game using Anything World. And thanks for tuning in. See you next time.